Howard Stern Show.
And in the timeline of things, while you're on that 70s show, is that when you start dating Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, we started dating. I have to think back.
Who was like the biggest?
2001.
But he's like the biggest star in the world at that point, right? He'd done Home Alone.
Oh yeah, this was way after. Yeah,
right.
I think I was 18, so we were both 18. So
I mean, and he was like the biggest star in the world. No, I mean,
yeah, he was huge. He was huge because you couldn't walk down the street with him. It was and he always had this weird. Like fans were just screamed when they said they didn't know how to react. It wasn't like a normal response to a celebrity. He had the fans responded in a very abnormal way to him.
What you said to your parents while you were dating him and you're on that 70s show and all this is going on in your life, and they had said, gee, you know, maybe one day you'll get married, and you kind of famously said, hey, don't count on marriage in my life. I'm not going to get married. So maybe in the back of your mind you were never really in love with him?
You know, who knows? Like, honestly, who knows? I just don't know. But I know before we started dating, since I was like 16,
right.
I told my dad, I was like, just so you know, I don't believe in marriage. And my dad's like, oh, yeah, like, what did I just create? And I was like, and then at one point I was like, I'll get married when gay people are allowed to marry. Like, I literally was like, this is not for me.
Right.
And my dad's like, all right, whatever. Like, you know, I don't know what I don't know.
And that was probably your first encounter with like a lot of paparazzi. Were you at
the most? But at that point, it wasn't even what it is today.
Right, yeah. Because I would think if you're dating a kid that famous and you're on a TV show, it wasn't that like you could go places and hang out.
It's not today. You literally can't walk outside of your house.
I've seen this a couple of times with certain people.
Yeah.
And it is unbelievable. It's almost dangerous what goes on. The people just climbing all over themselves.
Yeah.
Do you get that with Ashton now? And you do, especially after you have a baby, right?
Yeah. All of it's bad.
What is it the shot they want? They want the shot of you with the baby? Is that it? Or are you guys in a family setting?
I don't know. I know that after Wyatt was born, we had drones in our backyard. And I was like,
wow.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
So, but isn't that illegal to put a drone? In other words, there are certain spaces that are considered private.
Correct.
And so, when you see a drone fly over,
correct.
What do you do? Do you call the police?
I wasn't home, so they were at our old house. They didn't realize that we had moved, and so a friend of mine was at our old house. Like, you don't even understand what's happening. Like, they didn't realize that we had moved.
Because the shot they're looking for is some private moment that they can.
I don't know. Yeah.
How do you deal with that? I mean,
me not well.
Are you a recluse in a sense?
Yeah.
So in other words, like there are nights probably you say to Ashton, "Let's go out to dinner," and they went, "Well, maybe not. It's not worth the hassle."
Dinner's sometimes a little bit easier than anything daytime. Dinner, you can kind of make your way around LA because paparazzi aren't outside of your house after the sun goes down.
Right.
But you just avoid certain restaurants and streets.
I see, yeah. So it's a whole thing. You got to really kind of plot and plan.
Think it out.
The Howard Stern Show.